Welcome back to the channel. One of the things I've been asked a number of times is just how fast the Outlander PHEV 2022-2023 is. This is a question that I didn't really know the answer, and because they are so new, no one has done any kind of a trial on them yet to see just how fast they are. Please like and subscribe. Also, I'm really curious to know where people come from, so if you can please say in the comments which country you're from, that'd be very much appreciated. So before we can actually work out the speed, we need to actually find out just how accurate the speedometer in the car is. And also, people both want to know about 60 miles per hour just as much as they want to know about 100 kilometers per hour, and they are different. 97 kilometers per hour is 60 kilometers per hour. About what that is, and that's about, according to my speedometer, dead on 100 kilometers per hour is 97 kilometers per hour in reality based on the GPS speed. So that's 60 miles per hour. So trying to work out what is 100 kilometers per hour, we just need to increase the speed a little bit. This is done using the cruise control to try and be as accurate as possible. So that seems to be about 102 kilometers per hour, give or take. I'm going to do a number of speed tests because if you put your foot flat on the floor, does it make any difference? Will the car simply accelerate to its maximum every time? So let's try the different modes and see what kind of difference it makes. So for our first trial, we're going to put the car into normal mode and EV mode, which is probably where most people are going to have the car set most of the time. The timer isn't going to be starting at 0, so we're going to have to do a bit of maths afterwards. So let's just have a look and see what we've got. Looking at the timer, we started at 11.27 seconds and ended at 21.05 seconds. This gives us a 0 to 60 miles per hour time of 9.33 seconds. And to 100 kilometers per hour, that's 9.8 seconds. Remember, this is based on the GPS speed and we've corrected for it. So next we're going to try normal mode without being an EV, so the car can just make up its own mind and see if that's going to be any faster. So doing the maths this time, we end up with a 0 to 60 miles per hour speed of 9.44 seconds and a 0 to 100 kilometer speed of 10.02. This does appear to be a little bit slower, but there's always going to be a margin of error for when these types of things are done, so it really is hard to tell the difference. So next, let's try power mode and see what kind of acceleration we're going to get from that. Well, power mode does appear to go considerably better in acceleration, with a 0 to 60 miles per hour time of 7.21 seconds and a 0 to 100 kilometers per hour time of 7.55 seconds. Next, we want to see if Tarmac mode makes the car any faster. Tarmac mode is available on all Outlanders, not just the PHEV. So let's see what sort of times we get. So in Tarmac mode, the 0 to 60 time was 7.21 seconds, which is identical to the power time, and the 0 to 100 was 7.69, which appears to be a little bit slower, but I think the reality is it's just error on my part taking the time. Finally, we're going to put the car into eco mode and see what difference that makes. To be honest, after going in the other modes, it felt like someone had put a trailer on the back of the car before I set off. So let's see what sort of times we get. So it turns out the times were pretty much exactly the same as normal or EV mode. For 0 to 60 it was 9.35 seconds, and 0 to 100 9.95 seconds, which is fairly comparable. So summing up, after these trials, it would appear that if you're in power or tarmac mode, the 0 to 60 is about 7.2 and the 0 to 100 is about 7.55. If you're in any other mode, it also seems to be about the same, about 9.35 0 to 60 miles per hour, or 9.8 9.9 0 to 100 miles per hour. What this does mean is you do have a difference in power depending on the mode you have selected. So if you're going along and you're planning to overtake, it's worth changing to power mode. Now, I say power mode, not tarmac mode, because if you turn the dial anti-clockwise, you'll get yourself to power mode. The good thing about the Outlander dial is it doesn't matter how far anti-clockwise you turn it, you'll end up in power mode. So if you're in a hurry or not, don't want to look down, you're going to end up by just continually turning it anti-clockwise. Well, that's about it for today. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and of course I always enjoy reading comments as long as they're positive, but I have never had a negative comment yet, so hopefully it won't start now. I've done my very best. I'm not a professional. I'm sure with professional equipment the timing could be done better, but these are real world times as to sort of times you might actually get yourself in the car, not done by the manufacturer. Cheers for now. Bye.